Hi guys, today I want to talk about my all-time favorite road tire, which is the Vittoria Corsa G+. This tire is quite popular nowadays, and I think there's a very good reason for that. I have been on this tire for most of my cycling life, so to speak, and I've used it in both tubular and now in clincher forms. And lately I really got to like this 10-wall look, although you have to keep in mind that over time it gets quite yellow and sun baked color instead of that nice beige when it is new, but it still looks pretty cool nonetheless. Recently I've been using the 25mm version. I have also used 23 mils on my previous wheel sets, and I think for these 25mm is a good match. Now what is the tire like? Now this is an open tubular, so that means it doesn't have a fully vulcanized thread like most other clincher tires nowadays. It's not tubeless ready as the Corsa Speed version, which is important to keep in mind. And it's not a very light tire either, so even the Schwalbe Pro one, which is tubeless ready, is actually lighter than this. The Michelin powers are lighter as well, I think, and some of the high-end tires as well. In terms of rolling resistance, if you look at bicyclerollingresistance.com, these are not the fastest tires, but they are well within the shout. I think the top 3 or 4 of these top-end tires are separated by just 1 watt, so that's not too much of a difference over there. Grip-wise, I really like this tire over the Corsa Speed for road riding and racing, because it has a very predictable grip to it, even in the wet and on the braking, so that's definitely a good thing if you try to go faster corners. Now, as for the durability and toughness of this tire, I think, people that I spoke to usually have quite a lot of punctures on their wheels, and I have to say, in the last 20,000 kilometers I got like 2 punctures, and those were on these Corsas, but on the tubular versions, which have a slightly thinner tube, of course, and a slightly thinner carcass as well. With the clinchers, I never really got any puncture of any sorts, although I did get some tube failures because I use these Vittoria latex tubes, and sometimes the valve just isn't glued to the tube itself very well. But other than that, as you can see, this tire has thousands of kilometers on it, at least 8,000. And sorry, that's too much. I mounted these in June, and now it's October, so that means around 5,000 or 6,000 kilometers on these. Now, as you can see, this is my front wheel. The rear wheel is over there, but actually I have swapped the tires on these wheels for a couple of times for the speeds when I was racing on smooth tarmac, and I didn't pay attention which one I put back to which wheel, but essentially they're quite equal in terms of wear. And the good thing is that they don't really get cut up at all. They're very, very sturdy. Sometimes they collect tiny sharp rocks, but when you keep an eye on it, you just pick them out and you're good to go again. So as you can see, the middle of the tread patch is starting to get a bit worn, but it's still excellent durability for high-end race tire, basically, for what it is. Price-wise, I think it's not too expensive, quite on par with similar level tires, and actually a lot cheaper than, say, an S-Works Turbo Cotton. With, I think, it equally matches. in terms of performance. And one comment I would have to this star, perhaps a bit negative, I don't really think the aerodynamics of this star are among the best. Now this is, I think, due to the tread shape, because it does have these stripes on it. It might not be the very best, like a Conti GP 4000 for example, and also has this ridge, you know, where the thread patch is glued onto the basically open tubular, so that's another place where the airflow could be disturbed. But still, I think it's a pretty fast star, and definitely good all-round choice for road racing and general riding as well. I think it's really not worth to invest in anything else than top quality tires, because they're going to make a huge difference to how your bicycle feels and performs. And some people say, well, why would I be riding high-end tires in the winter? Well, it's easy. They are pretty tough, so I think you don't really need anything tougher than this. If you live in a place like I do, so that's temperate climate and pretty good roads. Some of them are getting a bit chopped up, but yeah, normal kind of roads. Anyway, so, and when the grip is low, you know, when it's raining, it's cold, it's snowing perhaps, you could get black ice. You really want the grippiest tire you can get, and the high-end tire is going to be just that, so I don't really think it's worth skimping on it. The durability is also, as I said, very good. So yeah, overall, very good tire, my favorite so far. I tried the Michelin Powers, but I didn't have any problems with them, the power competitions I mean, but a couple of guys have had troubles with cutting up the tire too easily, and this one doesn't have any sort of that problem. And then I'm also going to try the Schwalbes, which are a tiny bit faster in terms of rolling resistance. I think they could be quite a bit faster in terms of aerodynamics because of the smooth shape, and they're tubeless ready as well, so that's another couple of tenths of watts saved on both tires. So keep an eye for that review later on. And if you want to see more about my bikes, my wheels and my equipment, then don't forget to tune into my channel and subscribe. It's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.